Hello everybody and welcome to the Friday practice review for the 2019 French Grand Prix, the 8th round of the championship. Now, coming into this weekend, Formula One entered yet another dark period after a controversial penalty at the Canadian Grand Prix 2 weeks ago. In that time, Sebastian Vettel got married as well, and Formula One has moved on. But Ferrari, not wanting to let it go, asked for the final time the stewards to have another look. They asked for a right to review. That process took place today here on Friday in France, and this is the report. And let's start then with the breaking news coming out as we promised we would. We shot this just a few minutes ago, so we are having our live reaction to this. It has been a talking point for nearly 2 weeks since the end of the Canadian Grand Prix, that controversial 5-second time penalty that the FIA stewards awarded to Sebastian Vettel for what they said was dangerous driving, rejoining the track in a dangerous manner, and nearly causing a collision. He received a 5-second time penalty and 2 penalty points on his licence for it. It has divided the F1 community in half. People saying that he deserved it, people saying he doesn't deserve it. Every racing driver saying that I've seen saying that he doesn't deserve the penalty, bar Nico Rosberg. But it seems to be a bit of an interesting one. So this is the final decision. To catch you up, what has happened is that on Sunday night at the Grand Prix in Canada, the Ferrari team submitted an intent to appeal to the FIA stewards, which meant they had 96 hours to gather evidence in order to present a case. On Wednesday, the following week, the FIA got notice that Ferrari had withdrawn that intent to appeal. And then what happened? We thought, it's all done and dusted. But coming into this weekend's French Grand Prix, the stewards had received another letter from Ferrari with their intent for a right to review, which meant that the FIA stewards from Canada had to gather again here in France and review the circumstances with new evidence provided by Ferrari to see if they can trigger a change of decision. I'm failing to see any difference because the official announcement that came through 5 minutes ago, the FIA reject Ferrari's request to have Vettel's Canadian penalty reviewed. So that 5 seconds stands, and Lewis Hamilton is the official winner of the Canadian Grand Prix with Sebastian Vettel second and Charles Leclerc third. So that is how it stands. End of. But this is what Ferrari, they presented several evidence. This is the list of evidence that was provided, and we've bullet pointed for you. So Ferrari presented several pieces of evidence to the FIA stewards here on Friday afternoon. The first, which was an analysis of telemetry data of car 5, that's Vettel's car, including the car attitude channels. They also included a video analysis of the camera views, the front view, the top view, and the onboard cameras of both car 5, Sebastian Vettel, and car 44, Lewis Hamilton. That was prepared after the race. They also, bizarrely, included a video analysis performed by Karun Chanok for Sky Sports after the race, when Karun was at the Sky Pad. They also provided a video of Vettel's Car 5's face camera, which was released by the F1 Limited after the race. They included post-race and video images, analysis of the GPS racing line data of both Car 44 Lewis Hamilton and Car 5 Sebastian Vettel in the situation lap and in the previous race laps. And also they provided a witness statement, that of Sebastian Vettel. Moving on, the stewards said pieces of evidence 1, 2, 4, 6 and 7 were in fact available before the end of competition, so the end of the race. They said the third piece of evidence was new but not significant and relevant, as this is a personal opinion by a third party, that being Karun Chanok. And finally, the fourth piece of evidence was new. As a result, the Canadian Grand Prix results remain the same. Hamilton is the victor ahead of Charles Leclerc and Sebastian Vettel. So, all wrapped up, 5 second stands, and Canada is done. We can look ahead now to the French Grand Prix. After the controversy in Canada, in North America, we're back to to mainland Europe. It's round 8, the French Grand Prix at Le Castellet pour Ricard. As I said, it is round number 8 of this already incredible 2019 season, which has seen Mercedes dominate every single race so far. But next weekend is our first back-to-back in the years. We get the Austrian Grand Prix, then it's the British Grand Prix, Germany and Hungary, the summer break, then Belgium, Italy, the flyaways, Singapore, Russia, Japan, the Americas with Mexico, USA and Brazil, and all rounding out on December the 1st in Abu Dhabi. In terms of the Drivers' Championship, Lewis Hamilton sauntering away with 3 victories on the bounce and 5 in 2019. He has a 29-point advantage to Valtteri Bottas in second, and Sebastian Vettel, with that penalty last time out in Canada, means he's now ahead of Max Verstappen, but just on 100 points. He's 62 behind Lewis Hamilton. Yet to score, Giovinazzi, Russell and Kubica. And all that means for Rocket Williams Racing is that they have nil points coming into France. The battle for the midfield is close between Racing Point, Toro Rosso and Haas, along with Alfa joining the battle, but Mercedes lead the way at nearly 300 points. Right, so let's get into the first practice review then of the French Grand Prix. And as the paddock was waiting on the news of Sebastian Vettel for a meeting at 1:15 UK time, 2:15 of course in France, first practice took place in the morning. And it was Lewis Hamilton who was fastest overall at 1:32.738. Having missed the Thursday media duties as he was called away to Paris, the championship leader took no time getting up to speed as at the track he won at last year. He went top. Behind was Valtteri Bottas in second, so a Mercedes 1-2, and Charles Leclerc put in the third fastest time. Behind the top 3, Red Bull's Max Verstappen was fourth, just 8 tenths drift of Hamilton. The newly married Sebastian Vettel was fifth as well. Congratulations to both Sebastian and his longtime partner Hannah. Of course, they've got 2 daughters as well, but it took a long time, didn't it, for them to get married, and they kept it very secret as well. So congratulations to Sebastian and Hannah on a happy marriage that took place, we understand, last weekend when we were all concentrating on Le Mans. So very sneaky for him to do so. But yes, Sebastian Vettel was fifth, a second off the pace of Lewis Hamilton as well, as he complained of poor feeling on the front of his Ferrari SF90. The team been experimenting with this weekend with some new front wing updates that bring minor changes here this weekend. Pierre Gasly was sixth, but nearly half a second off of teammate Verstappen's time, along with both Red Bull drivers suffering spins during the session, along with Toro Rosso's Danny Kvyat as well, while it was a promising morning for McLaren. Lando Norris, just a few hundreds off Gasly in P7 is impressive for them, and Carlos Sainz close behind in 8th as well. It's a great job for McLaren, it seems, at the moment. Floor issues were the main theme of Friday for Renault at their home Grand Prix. Daniel Ricciardo was running a new internal combustion engine as the team's home race. Nico Hülkenberg having to deal with smoke coming from the cockpit. It was quite interesting because if you imagine that's the dash, the smoke was coming from it as well. So the official explanation was that the plank at the floor caught fire, but how that plank managed to catch fire at 320 miles per kph, 200 miles an hour, the smoke managed to go from under the car, through the nose cone, through the cockpit, and into the driver's face. Bit suspect, if you ask me. I thought it was the fire extinguisher when I first saw it. He did get it back out on track as well, but Ricciardo had a time good enough to finish in the session P9. Alexander Albon rounded out the top 10. On an unhappy FP1 for Romain Grosjean, who only managed 9 laps. He had a water leak, was found on his Haas VF-19. He ended at 20th behind the 2 Williamses of Nicholas Latifi, who is on his second FP1 run of the season for Williams. And this time he plays for George Russell, not Robert Kubica. And Robert Kubica finished in 20th overall. Right, then let's have a look at the times for FP1 then, here at the French Grand Prix. So Lewis Hamilton ends the first practice session fastest on a 1:32.738, followed by Valtteri Bottas second at 1:32.807, Charles Leclerc third at 1:33.111, Max Verstappen fourth at 1:33.618, Sebastian Vettel fifth on a 1:33.790, Pierre Gasly 6th at 134.091, Lando Norris 7th at 134.110, Carlos Sainz 8th at 134.261, Daniel Ricciardo 9th at 134.540, and Alexander Albon rounding out the top 10 on a 134.804. Sergio Perez 11th on a 134.809, Nico Hülkenberg 12th at 134.810, Lance Stroll 13th at 135.063, Danny Kvyat 14th at a 135.326, Kevin Magnussen 15th at 135.410, Kimi Raikkonen 16th at 135.522, Antonio Giovinazzi 17th at 136.102, Nicholas Latifi 18th at 137.147, Robin Kubica 19th at 137.172, and completing just 9 laps with the water leak issue, Romain Grosjean in 20th on a 137.620. So let's get straight into the free practice 2 report, and it was Mercedes picking up where they left off in the first practice session as well. An impressive display in FP2 to go not only 4 tenths quicker of their own car, they were a total 6 tenths quicker than the Ferraris. Absolutely fantastic. Valtteri Bottas was fastest at 1:30.937. Lewis Hamilton went second fastest on a 4 tenths off the pace. Charles Leclerc again third for the team. So the same top 3 in both sessions to reversed. Sebastian Vettel went 4th and Lando Norris went into 5th place as well. Not bad overall, but Lewis Hamilton had a bit of a messy section in turns 3 and 4, so the downhill section of the course where you drop down from 7th gear to 4th gear, then turn the car quickly to the left and drop down to 3rd gear. He had a little bit of a spin, went off the track, cut back on and caught out Max Verstappen, and the stewards are investigating that, believe it or not, for an unsafe re-entry to the track. Oh, how 2 weeks ago, and oh, Canada. Moving on as well, Ferrari continued to carry out evaluations on both of their new parts this weekend, the new front wing end plates as well. Charles Leclerc, the closest to Mercedes, he was 6 tenths off, as I said, 6.5 actually, if we want to be precise about it, which was almost double the deficit from FP1 this morning. Vettel didn't have a comfortable car yet again, sliding around, using the runoff for the tracks as well, 10th off of Charles Leclerc's time, but he was running 15th and 10th, quite a lot of the session. The gap between the two teams was slightly bigger during the initial runs. On the medium tyres, Mercedes comfortably quicker as well. Behind the top 2 teams, Lando Norris, who was one of the last drivers to complete his low fuel run, the McLaren driver, slotted into 5th place, 9 tenths off the pace though, but great job from McLaren in 5th place. It proves that they've got a strong car here this weekend. 2 tenths off the second, quicker than Verstappen's Red Bull. With the updated power unit, unbelievable. Carlos Sainz made it to McLaren to the top 7 ahead of Pierre Gasly, Kimi Raikkonen and Kevin Magnussen round out the top 10. Frustrating session for Kevin Magnussen in the Haas car as well as frustrating session for Romain Grosjean as well. Several lockups and complaining about the feel of his car throughout the session. He ended up down in P17. Everyone complaining, more specifically though, about the tyres this weekend and how it seems to be that in the extreme heat conditions, we had 50-degree track temperature this weekend as well. The tyres are breaking up, especially on the soft compound tyres, so it is interesting to see if that's going to play a factor tomorrow in qualifying. But coming into this weekend, it looks like my prediction for qualifying at this early stage could be Valtteri Bottas on pole position, but we'll see. Hamilton always pulls something out of the bag in Q3, but the race pace, it seems to favour that it could either be Mercedes or Charles Leclerc. Not Sebastian Vettel. He's been off underperforming a lot this weekend, so maybe this is the weekend of Charles Leclerc if Ferrari can get it right. Right, let's take a look then at the times from free practice 2. So Valtteri Bottas tops the second practice session with a 1:30.937. Lewis Hamilton is second on a 1:31.361. Charles Leclerc third, a 1:31.586. Sebastian Vettel fourth, a 1:31.665. Lando Norris fifth, a 1:31.882. Max Verstappen is in sixth, a 1:32.049. Carlos Sainz is seventh on a 1:32.432. Pierre Gasly 8th at 1:32.448. Kimi Raikkonen 9th at 1:32.677. And Kevin Magnussen rounding out the top 10 at 1:32.789. Antonio Giovinazzi is 11th on 132.973. Danny Ricciardo 12th on 133.020. Alexander Albon 13th on 133.023. Nico Hülkenberg 14th on 133.081. Danny Kvyat 15th on 133.254. Sergio Perez 16th on 133.3. Romain Grosjean 17th on 133.591, followed by Lance Stroll 18th on 133.884, George Russell 19th on 134.614, and Robin Kubica 20th on 135.195. Fantastic weekend of action coming our way then here at the French Grand Prix as well. Don't forget, it's the Formula E race in Bern, Switzerland, and it is going to be another cracker. The street circuit does look a bit like Po. It looks fantastic. I can't wait to commentate on that one tomorrow as well, as I'll be ducking and diving between both the sports as well. We'll be back tomorrow though at 1:30 for our coverage of the Saturday practice session and our predictions ahead of qualifying. You can join us on Sunday at the same time, that's 1:30 for the Sunday race preview, and you can join us on Wednesday as well for the Grand Review podcast. This week, no Megan, she's not with us this weekend. She'll rejoin us at the Austrian Grand Prix next weekend. So this weekend, alongside in the commentary as usual, is my father, Ian Burge, and he'll be on the podcast as well. So it's going to be a good one. So we'll see you next time tomorrow for 1:30 for the Saturday practice review. Bye for now.